We had talked about the sign that the pagans were standing on, They never chased the Hells Angels out of Philadelphia. I will make that clear.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Repo Rod.
Oh, it's too dangerous. We took a vote. Wait a minute. You're Hells Angels, and you took a vote that it's too dangerous to ride your bike to the clubhouse. That's not a Hells Angel. Man, put your skirt on and go play in the little girls' schoolyard, because you wasn't Hells Angels no more, if you ever were.
So can you walk me through when Tommy gets killed? Walk me through what happened in your life, like how it was from your aspect, and then tell me what you heard happen.
I got the call. This dude gets patched that day, and he wants to have his patch party that night at a strip club down in Philly. And I can remember Tommy like, nah, we're not going there, man. When I was a pagan, that was our spot. We're not going to that place because that's definitely gonna have a problem there for sure. There were so many other places they could have went, and I was at a funeral that evening. Tommy pulled out of cheerleaders in Philadelphia. They exited, and it was raining and stuff, and we knew that it was a hot spot. So that was a prospect rode his motorcycle there. And Tommy actually, I think the following morning, if I'm correct, Tommy had to actually turn himself in for like weekends. So he had to get home so he could go walk in for weekend vacations.
Yeah.
So he was leaving a little bit earlier than everybody else. I gotta say, I half blame the members that were at that thing. You let your president walk out of that nightclub, get in his vehicle, and drive home alone. You allowed him to be killed because you did not do what you were supposed to do. He exited, went down, got on the expressway, and a vehicle came around the corner that that was on camera, and it's all different media sources. It shows, a vehicle leaving, and the vehicle left cheerleaders. They were in the parking lot. Exited, followed them down the road. They turned on the expressway. Supposedly Tommy was returning fire while being fired upon. He cuts off this ramp. Funny enough, he winds up crashing into the used car lot of the member that was getting patched that night. The bullet had struck him in the top of his head, came out the back of his neck, and pretty much he was dead on the impact of that bullet. Man, it was law enforcement heat, like quadruple the normal of just law enforcement and task force and stuff being up your rear end. Man, they were on you, white on rice. You couldn't shake them. There was one or two of them following you everywhere you went, when you went to work, when you went home. You go to the corner store, get a pack of cigarettes, they were there with you. Because they knew supposedly a war was starting. That was not a good time because it was just, you couldn't literally move. My kids were small then, and a girl I was seeing, she actually had my kids with her out at a shopping mall. They were following her and my children. It was so bad that they scared the hell out of her. She thought it was, other people following her.
Yeah.
And I went up and literally cracked the window on the car that night down the street from my house. Almost drugged the guy out of the car before he pulled his badge up. And I'm like, dude, man, stop. This is too much. When you frighten my children Do your job. I don't care about you doing your job. But don't scare my kids because you step over a line with me. You know, there was all kinds of stuff that went on, you know, like we had talked about the sign that the pagans were standing on, you know. They never chased the Hells Angels out of Philadelphia. I will make that clear. The pagans never, ever, ever chased the Hells Angels out of Philadelphia. I froze Philadelphia's charter. It wasn't closed. Just so that's a clear thing, because I hate when I hear that. No one ran. No one ran. York County got closed. Philadelphia was frozen. Pennsylvania nomad charter started.
So what's it mean when something gets frozen, when they freeze a chapter?
It could be reopened at a later date and time if there was enough members. And that was the thought, you know, build that nomad charter and, you know, combine resources, get rid of the bad ones, keep the good ones. Nobody lived close enough, so you met the guidelines and all, and build it where you can become strong. And then when you can back up your other charters in your state, then allow that to open back up. You know, when you have a new charter somewhere in New York, you know, allowed them to be, you know, become that, and you don't support them, you can't have a problem with what takes place if you've been member for 30, 40, 50 years and you will not get up off your ass to go there and say, hey, man, your structure needs to change. You need to tighten this up, man, clean your house up, do this or that. And I'm just telling you this because I've got the knowledge and all those years I've been there. Let me help you. But you just, you know, I want to get this blemish off my hands here and get clean hands. Nah.
Can you tell me about the grenade situation that happened?
Yeah, supposedly there was a grenade that a pagan prospect, I believe, is what the law enforcement was telling us. Had thrown a grenade over the fence or something with a gas can, and didn't go off, and that's when Philadelphia's clubhouse got raided. You know, I wasn't there, but hearsay is a Philadelphia member took that and went and placed it out in an open field or something somewhere. You know, just got rid of it. Whatever the feds came down and they were like, look, listen, we heard the phone call they made. Hey, we just blew the Philadelphia clubhouse up. Well, Philadelphia clubhouse is still standing. Didn't go off, dummy. Bottom line, this went on for weeks, man. I mean, like, you went to the bathroom, you had to wipe your butt. They were there. You got in the shower, they were there. You went to work, they were there. They were on you so hard. One task force guy that was the head, was always around. He literally pull up in the street. Yo, Repo. And I'm like, and he goes, nah, don't tell me fuck you right now. Because that's what I would tell him when they, you know, hey, I want to talk to you. Fuck you. I got nothing to say to you. He says, no, listen. He said, this is the bottom line. We are going to be on you guys non-stop. And there was a couple other Philly members standing there. I won't mention their names. Until we get the grenade back. I don't know what you're talking about. Nah, we're not playing that. We know that they threw that over your fence wall. We know it for a fact, and we're not getting up off of you guys. We'll keep grabbing you, snatching you up, bringing you in, violate this, that, until we get that grenade. Well, mysteriously enough, a couple days later, one of the members, I go, wow, it's awful quiet around the house now, huh? Yeah, I had so-and-so go get this thing and go turn it in. Oh, wow, so it was real, huh? You know, because I wasn't there. And then the heat came off, and it went back to just a normal task force bullshit of, you know, bugging you because you're an OMG. You know, the street sign thing, that was that prospect that actually Tommy was protecting the night that he got murdered from being hit. worked for a township and made that sign. He was told, do not put that up on top of that wall because that wall is only this tall and I can reach up and just grab it and take it.
Was it on the
And he
side
was
of the
told
clubhouse or the front of the
it
clubhouse?
was on a concrete block wall out front with a fence on top of it, and he just put it on top of the wall. And he was told, do not put that there. And it sat right along the street line, on the sidewalk. Don't put that there. Because we didn't have somebody at that house 24/7. Don't put that thing there. And they're going to take that, and then we're going to have a bunch of bullshit to try to explain. He goes and did it anyway. They came and took the sign.
How long?
Until
they took the sign? How long was it up for?
Oh, it might have been up a week, if that. Maybe. I saw it in the paper that morning, in the Philadelphia paper, and I was getting phone calls. I'm like, well, you stupid. You're stupid. You told him don't put that thing up there, and he went and did it anyway. Tommy gets murdered. You're protecting that prospect on a motorcycle. You quit a couple of days later. You quit the club after the vice president on paper. Tommy was the president. Gets murdered, saving your ass. You quit the club. You're a real stand-up guy. A couple days later, there's another member who, he was MMA, he was this, he was that. He comes walking in, all of his stuff, puts it on the bar top. Man, I got to quit. This isn't for me. I got a wife. I got a family. It's not what I bargained for. Well, I don't know what the total number of years later, but he became one of those Pennsylvania Warlock guys in one of their chapters. He's pumping sunshine in a federal prison now for all kinds of stuff. That wasn't the life for you. You ran like coward ran after Tommy got murdered. You bailed out a few days later. It's a hard thing to watch, but when someone actually gets flipped in where you're at, and you watch the next times you get together, and the numbers just diminish. Now you know why you don't stand out there and talk shop with everybody, because not everybody's a solid individual.